1984 Topps traded Tom Seaver brought swift reality. When the New York Mets traded Tom Seaver to the Cincinnati Reds in June of 1977, about the only consolation Met fans had was that they wouldn't have to see their franchise in the Reds uniform on cardboard until the next spring. And that 1977 Topps card of Seaver, which turned out to be his last card with the Mets for a while, was a doozy, a true classic in the hobby. The 1978 Topps Seaver? Well, it's not quite as dramatic, but Reds fans loved it, and still do. Even today. Though, if you post a picture of that card showing Seaver in his Reds road uniform staring down the pipe of the camera, you're sure to get a few Mets fans who chime in with how the whole thing just looks wrong. After a successful 5-year run with the Reds, though Tom Terrific headed back to the Flushing, courtesy of the December 1982 trade that netted Cincinnati a return of Jason Felice, Lloyd McClendon, and Charlie Pulido. There was much rejoicing among Mets faithful, who welcomed Seaver home with open arms, even though at 38, his best days on the mound were behind him. Now, the 1983 Mets teams weren't very good, finishing 68 and 94, and Seaver got hit with some of the shrapnel from all that dribbling, going just 9 and 14, despite a pretty decent 3.55 ERA. To make matters worse, the collectors among Mets followers had to look at not one, but 3 1983 Seaver's cards showing him in Reds uniform all summer long. It wasn't until the 1983 Topps traded set debuted in November that the world saw the first widely available cardboard of Tom the Met, Take 2. Things were looking up, though, because the Mets not only fielded National League Rookie of the Year Darryl Strawberry, they also had a stocked farm system that would soon yield wonder kid Dwight Gooden and other promising youngsters like Lenny Dykstra, Kevin Mitchell, Wally Backman, and Ron Darling. Why, how awesome would it have been if Seaver could provide veteran legendary leadership for a young rotation and team and celebrate the World Series championship with them? Pretty darn awesome. But things are never quite that simple, are they? In January of 1984, reliever Dennis Lamp bolted the Chicago White Sox and signed a free agent deal with the Toronto Blue Jays. So what, right? What's it doing in the middle of a run on a monologue on Tom Seaver? Well, back in those days, Major League Baseball held a yearly free agent compensation draft, which is pretty much what it sounds like. Lose a Type A free agent, and you get to draft another player from among a pool of available major leaguers. Each team could protect 26 players to keep them out of the pool, but everyone else was fair game. So when the Mets GM Frank Cashin built his protected list that winter, he left out Tom Seaver. No one would draft a 39-year-old pitcher with a heavy salary, right? Wrong. The Sox apparently thought Lamp for Seaver was a pretty decent outcome, so they nabbed Tom Terrific on January 20th. The franchise icon was gone again. The indignities grew from there, for Mets fans too, as Seaver went 31 and 22 with a 3.56 ERA for the next 2 seasons for the Chi Sox and won his 300th game wearing a Chicago uniform. Things were rough on the cardboard front, too. Because although Seaver was a Met on all 3 1984 base cards, the official changeover came much quicker than it had in 1977 through 78. It came twice. Seaver appeared in both the 1984 Topps traded set and the inaugural Fleer update issue, wearing White Sox pajamas on both cards. No winter of denial, no dreams that it was all just a bad dream. Just cold cardboard reality, and the hope that somehow Tom Terrific might find his way home one more time.